YouTube, it's Lena, and I am here today with a very interesting type of video that I saw a couple of other people do. Panning and stuff is the one that created it, but I also saw, I think it was Too Much Tosh do it, and I asked Panning and stuff, like, hey, this looks freaking awesome and it's brilliant. Can I do this video? And she's like, sure, go for it. You know, we all borrow ideas from each other around here. So, but I wanted to ask first, so I got permission, don't worry. But it is a top 5, bottom 5 of the stuff that you finished for the year, which I thought was freaking brilliant. Like, everybody does favorites and stuff around this time, or a little bit earlier, but I put off filming the makeup empties for the year so hard because I didn't want to film it. It's so tedious to film, even though I love watching them, and I even like kind of going back and watching my own of years past, but moving on. The idea of this is to pick 5 products that were out of your makeup empties that you really, really liked, and then 5 that you really, really didn't like. Now, because I am not me if I can't follow directions, we got some honorable mentions in both categories, and I will explain why they're honorable mentions, because I had to edit down because I had more than 5. Now, I'm sure I could have just done a top 10 or something like that, but I tried. I tried to stick to 5. Anyways, top 5. Let's start out on a high note. First is the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pressed Airbrushed Silk Pressed Anti-Aging Finishing Powder. I got a mini through Ipsy initially, and I freaking loved it. It's just a translucent powder. I don't test for flashback, honestly, so I can't say whether or not you get flashback on it. But I liked this so much because this is something that I would wear on days that I didn't wear makeup because it still blurred my pores without feeling heavy or anything of that nature. So I went through it super fast. I liked this so much that I bought a full size. Now, I bought it during Ulta's 21 Days of Beauty in the spring, so I got it for half off, but as soon as I saw that they were selling that, I knew I was going to buy it. So, number 1. I based a lot of these on the fact that I either repurchased them or sought them out through other means. Second is a mascara. This is one that I got from Birchbox. I said this in my freaking empties too. This is what I got from BoxyCharm. It is the Tarte Tartist Mascara, and I absolutely loved this mascara. Just made my lashes look great, even though this is typically not a type of one that I like. I usually like the big natural bristle ones, but this is a plastic one, and it just made my lashes, I like a lot of volume, and this gave me a lot of volume. Well, I have not repurchased the full size. If I saw this come up on an Ulta 21 Days of Beauty, I would. And I have swapped for several minis. I have like 4 minis in my back stock right now. So I went through effort to get it again, which I think still counts. I also have another mascara. This is the L'Oreal Miss Baby Roll Mega Volume Mascara. My friend Hannah sent this to me earlier in 2018, and I fell so in love with it because it was also just a really good volumizing mascara that when we did a Christmas swap, I had her send me some more. Because I can get it here, but it is nigh on the price of getting Tarte. Like, it's pretty close with shipping and handling, so I could buy it on Amazon, but it's kind of expensive, so when we did another swap, I asked her to send me some more. And she sent me like 2 of them, so I went through the effort of getting these again. Buying it myself, out of the 2 of them, I would probably just buy the Tarte because it's a little bit easier to get, and whether I buy it from Sephora or Ulta, I get, you know, points and all that kind of stuff for it, so. But I did really like this one, and I'm sure until they inevitably discontinue it, because everything I love gets discontinued, every time Hannah and I do a swap, I would probably ask for more of these. Anyways, next is an eye primer, which I didn't think I would include on here, but I just really ended up liking it. This is the Ulta Eye Primer in Nude Matte. This is a little mini, but I've always really liked the Urban Decay Primer Potion in Eden because I liked just kind of the blank canvas that it did for me. This does the same thing, but it's like half the price. So I actually bought the full size of this at some point, even though I didn't need any more eye primers, but just, it was a little bit on a whim, but at the same time, I was just ready I knew that once I needed an eye primer, I was probably going to buy this anyway, and then I needed, I think it was another $10 on an order to get free shipping, so I threw this on, and now I have the full size. And finally, for the actual top 5, I have 2 honorable mentions, and I'll tell you why they're honorable mentions, and how I kind of had to decide, you know, what I was going to include. I have a lipstick. This is the Marc Jacobs Le Marc lipstick in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. I panned this mini earlier this year. I love the name of it because, I don't know. Most of you guys know that I'm a huge Loki fan. I am also a huge Iron Man fan. It doesn't, I don't know what, actually it does come up pretty regularly because I also have a necklace along with all my Loki pop figurines. I have a bunch of Iron Man ones. But I just really love Robert Downey Jr. personally, like as an actor, and this Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is the name of one of his movies, one of my favorite movies actually. So, and it's just a very, when I go nude, this is what I wear. Like, this is something that goes with basically almost at least any eye look that I'm going to do. Maybe I have to tweak it with a lip liner a little bit, but it usually goes. So I bought the full size of this. I bought it during, I think it was during some Sephora sale, so I got 20% off because this is like a $30 lipstick. But I would pay $30 for this. I love the color, I love the formula, and as dorky as it is, I love the name. So, yeah. Now for my 2 honorable mentions. They are honorable mentions because they are discontinued. And I've thought about buying them both again through like Poshmark and stuff like that. Like, I literally almost bought this one in particular, but I told myself I kind of need to go through some more stuff before I buy either of these again. So, and if they're still out there when I go through some more stuff, then I can, you know, buy them from somebody, and hopefully they have not expired and have all gone away. Anyways, first is the Benefit Majorette blush. This is a cream blush. I love the formula of it because some people say oily people shouldn't necessarily wear cream products because they kind of disappear on your skin. This doesn't. As you can see, it is an orange-ass blush. I can't even get a proper swatch of it. Like, that's how much of it I used. I dug in there as much as I could. Like, close up right here. All the product, the little bit of product you see between the lines, I literally cannot get to. But like, I scraped out the entire middle to get another wear and everything. I love the color of this blush for summer, and for whatever reason, I think this is like supposed to be a cream to powder finish. It actually sticks around on my skin. I know I need a blot. I'm actually quite oily right now, but I forgot to do so before I sat down to film. So I wish they hadn't discontinued this because I freaking loved it and I would have bought it again, but they did. So I can't unless I buy it from like Mercari or Poshmark or something. The other thing is the Estee Edit Pore Vanishing Stick. I loved this for covering up my pores because I have a lot of them. This is what it looks like on the inside. There's not a ton of product in this. Like, I went through this in like 2 to 2.5 months, I believe. So I didn't have it for long. I bought it when they discontinued the whole line because the line didn't sell well for different reasons. I'm sure you guys know all about them. But yeah, I loved this. I know there are a couple of brands that sell this type of product now, so instead of repurchasing this, once I go through a couple of pore filling primers, I'm going to start trying out, like, Pure sells one of these. I know Maybelline sells like a drugstore version. I'm sure there are other people out there that sell drugstore versions. This is just so easy to use. Like, you swipe it on, you blend a little bit, and you're good. Like, with a regular one out of a tube, I have to kind of sit there and pat it in and work it in. I don't have to do that with stick ones for whatever reason. Anyways, now let's get into the shit. All these products drive me crazy for different reasons. This one just flat out pissed me off. Speaking of pore filling primers, this is the Milk Makeup Blur Stick. It is sticky because I pulled it out of my Empties, and I think a lip gloss leaked all over my stuff because when you pop the stopper out of a lip gloss, they tend to leak, and yeah. But anyways, this is what it looks like right here. I don't know if this just didn't agree with my moisturizer or what, but this pilled if I used hardly any of it, so this was a pain in the ass to go through. There wasn't a lot in it, so I just kind of made myself deal with it, even though I know that's stupid, and I tell other people all the time, yo, if you hate it, don't use it up, just throw it away, and then I make myself use it up because I'm an idiot. I am a stubborn jackass is what I am. But yeah, I really didn't like this, and I know so many people love it, and good on you for loving it. Speaking on primers, this was the other bane of my existence for the year. This is the NYX Angel Veil primer. Some people say that this is a dupe for the Hourglass primer. I really don't think it is, and I know some people out there are gonna like hate on me for this. It feels completely different from that one though. Like that one is kind of a little bit more of a lotiony consistency, and this one feels like pure silicone, so nope. Hated it. Hated it. And it took me like 7 months to use up because I am a determined asshole, and I even cut it open. And I shouldn't have cut it open, honestly, because normally when I don't like something, I don't cut them open. I only cut stuff open if I really like it. But for whatever reason, my determined ass decided to cut this open. So I don't know. Couldn't tell you. But I hated it. And I even got rid of another one I had because I was not about that life anymore. I was like, I cannot go through another one. Somebody gave me one, but I'm like, now I know why you got rid of it. Anyways, next is something I didn't necessarily hate, but I was just disappointed how much it didn't like change my world. So take this one with a little bit of a grain of salt, I guess. Anyways, this is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Foundation. I don't know what shade I have. I don't know. It says on here somewhere. Oh yeah, 150, which wasn't quite right, but because I was getting a mini and like a code from Sephora, I kind of just had to pick what they had. But I really wanted to try it because everybody says this is great for oily skin. Maybe just not mine. I don't know. Most stuff that people say keeps them matte all day, I still get oily, but I got particularly oily with this. I did a full foundation review that I will link down below if you would like to see more of my thoughts on it, but this just didn't do it for me. Now, people who say that the Catrice HD foundation is a dupe for this, I liked this much better than the Catrice, which I also did a review on that I can link down below. If I hadn't have I actually sold that on Poshmark. If I hadn't have sold that and had to force myself to finish it up, you bet your ass it would have been in here. It would have been in here over this. This just would have not been in here. But this was kind of my biggest disappointment that I finished foundation-wise. So I threw it in here. And it's a disappointment because I had probably maybe too high of expectations for it. What can you do? Next is a lash primer. This is the Dior, I think this is the Dior Show. Yep, Maximizer 3D Lash Primer. Now, I already didn't like the mascara. If I'd have done this last year, the mascara would have been in here because it burned my eyes because it was scented. This was not scented. I did not have that problem. But I remember like this made mascara really hard to take off. And they say on the website you can just use this as like a lash serum. So I'm like, okay, what if I just use it as a lash serum? Then I can use it up and be fine. This made my lashes super crunchy when I used it on its own. So, nope. Nope, nope, nope. I would probably never buy it even if it was great. But I will sure never buy it because it just did not work for me no matter what I did. And finally, this is the CoverGirl Intensify Me Liquid Liner in Intense Black. This hurt my eyes. Like, I only used it for a little while, but I wanted to use it because it was starting to dry up and I wanted to get some use out of it before just rather having to throw it away. I can say it's an empty and review it. But this little weird paddle thing drug across my eyes. I ended up giving up on it after about 2 weeks of using it because I was like, this hurts. Why am I doing this to myself? Why am I being stupid? So this was a fail. And my honorable mention, it's only a packaging fail. The product is actually good. That's why it's an honorable mention, but I wanted to talk about it. This is the Tarte Ready Set Radiant Skin Mist. I used this in place of a MAC Fix Plus as kind of a meld my powder together and then go on top of it with a matte setting spray. That's what I do. I know I'm extra. I know some of you out there don't even believe in setting sprays. You think they're all just crap. I don't. We can agree to disagree. Anyways, this is one I used. This smells really good, and it works as a relatively decent MAC Fix Plus, not dupe, because you're not getting it for any cheaper, and you get less product for your money. So I don't really want to call it a dupe, but it does work in place of it if you have it, or say if you only buy from brands that don't test on animals. This is a relatively decent approximation of it. However, the packaging on this was absolutely god awful. Like, it kept spraying me weird in the face and stuff like that. But so I finally just decanted this into a MAC Fix Plus bottle that I have. I'm gonna smell it again. See, it's got this really nice cucumbery smell, but like a good cucumbery smell, because there are some people that scent their stuff with cucumber and it smells like ass. That was not this, but this is only an honorable mention because the packaging sucked and not because of the product. So that is it. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, I do really appreciate it. Thank you, Panning and Stuff, for saying that I could do this video, even though it's your idea. I'm just not terribly creative sometimes. But thank you guys for tuning in. As always, I really appreciate it, and hopefully I will see you later. Bye!